Oh, that's perfect music for me to kick off for Resident Evil.
Game show.
Yeah.
Come on down, Resident Evil.
All right, so we're doing fact or fiction here on Resident Evil. The way this works is I'm going to give a statement, and then the guys here have to guess whether or not that statement is true or false, or fact or fiction. The movie, released on March 15th, 2002, the budget was $33 million, and it made $103 million at the box office. Now, first up, fact or fiction. Milla Jovovich's character, Alice, is from the original Resident Evil video game series. Frank, fact or fiction?
As in, like, voiceover or the character?
Her character, Alice, is from the original Resident Evil video game series. Fact or fiction?
No. False.
Saying fiction. Land?
Minus.
It's fiction. It's for sure fiction.
That's I went to Frank on that one because Land knows the answer, and
Yeah.
it's fiction. Alice is an entirely original character created for the movie and does not appear in any of the games. Director Paul W.S. Anderson chose not to directly adapt the game's plot or use its main characters, like Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield, because he wanted a fresh perspective for both gamers and newcomers to the franchise.
Yeah.
She's a badass in these movies, by the way. Although I think
Never seen them.
I think I've seen the second one. The rest of the franchise, I don't think I've seen.
Haven't seen any of them.
All right. Well, fact or fiction, George A. Romero, the legendary zombie movie director, was originally hired to write and direct Resident Evil. Land, fact or fiction?
You talking about the game or the movie?
The movie.
Fiction.
Saying fiction? Frank?
Fact.
Yeah, Frank gets the point. George A. Romero, the creator of Night of the Living Dead, was initially hired to direct the movie. He even wrote a script that closely followed the plot of the first game, focusing on Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine inside the mansion. Capcom and the producers rejected it, feeling it wasn't action-packed enough, see The Godfather, leading to Paul W.S. Anderson taking over. I got to interview him. He was really cool, man.
Paul W.S. Anderson?
No, George Romero.
Oh.
Did he tell you how great Godfather was?
He told me how terrible it was, and he wished there were zombies in it. Just saying.
He
No.
wishes there were zombies in everything.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Next up, fact or fiction. The movie's zombie dogs were created using only CGI effects. Land. Fact or fiction?
Fiction.
He says fiction. Frank?
Yeah, I'm going to fiction.
Yeah, you both get the point, man. The zombie dogs were real Dobermans, and they were covered with practical makeup effects like fake blood and latex wounds. And the problem they kept running into is the dogs would lick off the fake blood because it was sweet tasting, which of course frustrated the makeup team during filming because they had to constantly go patch them up.
Corn syrup?
By the way, I watched this movie on shrooms. I'm not here to condone drug use, but it was fucking awesome.
It was amazing.
Like, so the opening scene, it's like zooming in, and it's on a guy who's using like the mechanical arms to control test tubes and stuff, so he can stash them in a briefcase. And I legitimately like, no, it didn't throw up, but we rewound it and rewatched that scene. It was so freaking amazing. All right, next up, fact or fiction. Capcom, the video game company behind Resident Evil, hated the final movie and refused to be involved with any of the sequels. Frank, fact or fiction?
Going fact on that one.
He's going fact. Land, fact or fiction?
I think I'm going fiction. I don't think Capcom's bar is set that high.
Land gets the point. You did say fact on that one, right, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it's fiction. While some fans were divided, Capcom actually supported the movie and gave the green light for more films after it became a box office hit. The 2002 movie grossed over $100 million worldwide, and Capcom viewed it as a success despite its differences from the games.
Well, the only previous one they had was Street Fighter, so they only had, one way to go.
Yeah, that bar was set pretty low, right?
Yeah, they had only one place to go.
All right, final one. Fact or fiction, Milla Jovovich performed most of her own stunts in the movie, including the iconic hallway laser scene.
Have you changed your pictures? You're still in the dog.
Good on you, Frank.
I was sitting there and I just realized this dog is still staring at
There you
us.
go. All right, so fact or fiction? Milla performed her stunts, including the one in the hallway laser scene. Frank, fact or fiction?
Let's go fact. Let's gamble.
He's going fact. Land?
I think I'm going fact also.
God, you guys are so good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
She performed
As
most.
good as The Godfather.
She performed most of her own stunts, including fight sequences and action-heavy scenes. She was so dedicated that she accidentally injured a stuntman with a prop gun during filming, leading to on-set safety reviews. Of course, we also know what happened later on, where there was a stunt person on one of the future movies. I think she lost her arm.
Yes.
But that laser hallway scene, that was heavy reliant on CGI for the slicing effects, obviously, while Jovovich was present and acted through the danger. That scene, man.
Danger zone.
The one guy's sitting there and he's like, he's holding himself on the ceiling and then he's ducking around and he's getting ready and all of a sudden it's like the one line, he goes, woof, and it becomes a fucking grid right at him.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal, buddy. Brutal. That's a good movie, though. I enjoyed it. All right, you guys ready for the next one? Although we have, this was her little nips out there.
A little chilly inside.
She does show her boobies in the film. I'm just saying.
Does she? I don't remember that.
Well, I mean, she's not packing a lot, so.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean,
Did she do like the Dragon Hunter movie a couple years ago or something?
Did she?
the Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Is that what it is? Okay.
It was with her and Tony Jaa. That was a horrible movie.